He's played so many times, so regularly, it's basically become like a baseball player stepping into the batter's box. You never want to whip on a pitch, but if you do, there's always another one coming. That is until last season, when he and the Lakers never even made it up to the plate. Last season, when LeBron dealt with the most significant injury of his career, when he started to feel the first real wisps of aging. You know, it's always interesting to watch truly great athletes go through this. I remember talking to Derek Jeter once about he was actually more nervous and grippy playing big games toward the beginning and end of his career than he was actually at the start of his career. That it was a whole different urgency once Father Time forced you to realize you're only going to get so many more innings. So it wasn't a surprise yesterday to hear that before Game 4 between the Lakers and the Heat, LeBron, well, he texted his team's group chat with 2 words: must win. And he went even further when he talked to the media.
I just felt that. I felt that vibe. I felt that pressure. I felt like for me personally, this was one of the biggest games of my career. And just wanted to relay that message to my teammates, what type of zone I was in, what type of moment it was.
One of the biggest games of my career? That's quite the sentence when you think about, well, LeBron's career. But it's easy to see why it felt that way. After Game 3, where Jimmy Butler had given injury-ravaged Miami more than a little bit of hope. Game 4 was set as the battle for the heart and soul of these NBA Finals. Bam Adebayo, coming back from his shoulder injury, only heightened things, as did Butler, who came out smoking in the first quarter, going 5 for 5. The Lakers, meanwhile, looked, well, a bit grippy and sloppy, too. LA had 9 first-half turnovers. LeBron himself had 5 of those. But LA got some nice contributions from their role players, including Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. KCP has not had the easiest go of it over the years from Lakers fans, who think the $38 million the team has paid him over the past 3 years has been, excessive. But he has earned every penny over these finals. And Anthony Davis, who had a rough Game 3, well, he earned his money last night, too. His defense on Butler was stellar. After the first quarter, Jimmy was just 1 for 7 with AD checking him, although it was LeBron who met Jimmy at the rim and was on the other end of that dunk. Ooh. And as you can see there, it turns into a little bit of an Incredible Hulk moment. You know, the whole "don't make me angry, you wouldn't like it when I'm angry" line? Yeah. Watch LeBron's response here after slamming down that basketball. Dude splits the hedge, hits the shot off balance, and got the and one.
Yeah, look at that. Go ahead and flex on him, big fella. He's too big to be splitting. Like, you got to be able to close that gap on big fella. But yeah, sometimes, man, when you start to feel that pressure, you got to answer, and that was a huge answer.
Now, the Lakers never trailed after that. LeBron would finish the game with 28 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists, and that must-win win. Now, the first, and we know that he tweeted early in the morning. Yeah. He didn't sleep after that, right? Because he was still more than 5 hours after the Lakers left the arena. Maybe it was just adrenaline. Maybe he was thinking about Game 5, which actually is a must-win, guys, for Miami. Yeah. But it sounds like it might also feel like it for LeBron James. He's 35 years old in a couple months. Even if he still might be in the longest prime in the history of professional sports, health is never guaranteed. Basic math says there are only so many more pitches coming. And if last night is any indication, he certainly has the ability to hit a few more out of the park. Richard, I'm having some problems with my IFB and my elements.
You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job.
It's not good right here on the technical front. What is your biggest takeaway from the Lakers win last night? Because you're sitting next to me, so I can hear you.
Well, the crazy thing is that, you know, I think I texted you. I was like, they look a little nervous, right? They look like there's like a lot of pressure, and when you don't want to make mistakes, but you end up making mistakes, and it mounts. You know, my takeaway from this is every series, and especially NBA Finals, there's a game that you have to win that you're not supposed to. Mm-hmm. We saw it with Anthony Davis hitting that big shot against Denver. Yep. We saw it last night where if someone would have told you with 2 minutes ago that the Miami Heat would have won that game, there would have been no surprise. So the Lakers won a game that literally was 50-50, and that gave them control of the series.
You know, really, I think it's LeBron's. It's his will. He's imposed his will in this series like none other. Like, I've watched LeBron throughout his whole career. And the fact now that you see in this series, like, he's not waiting for Anthony Davis to light up or to get going. He's using his will. He's not allowing Miami to make these runs, to gain the momentum. And that's the difference that I've seen in LeBron in these finals compared to what I've seen him in past. Is where he's given up the ball, he's went and stood in the corner. You see very little of LeBron taking off on plays in this NBA Finals.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have an option, right? That's what this team and the way this team especially made up on the offensive end. He doesn't have an opportunity to take a moment. Every single thing, and this is the first time, he hasn't been favored many times in all of these NBA Finals.
Yes.
Combine that with this is his first time up 2-0. It's kind of like everything is there for the taking, the fourth championship, so there's a different experience for him, even a guy that's been in the Finals 10 times.
Well, I think in this series he does have options. I think Anthony Davis is having a heck of a series. I think Kentavious Pope is having a heck of a series. I think all of his supporting cast are having a great series, but I think it's the fact that LeBron has led. He has not followed, and he's forced these players to follow. In past season, LeBron has stood back, and been more of a guy who's facilitated. He's used his will, and I think it's really because Jimmy Butler challenged him. He challenged his manhood, and he felt like that he had the upper hand on LeBron James. LeBron James is 17 years in this league, and he's still playing some of the best basketball that I've seen in any 17, 15, 14, 13-year-old vet that has played in this game.
Yeah.
He is playing like he's still got 5 years left in the tank.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.